How did they build Stonehenge? Hey guys, today we're counting down our picks for the top 7 things people claimed were made by aliens. These spots might not have been crafted by extraterrestrials, but that doesn't mean they're not out of this world. As such, some suggest the ancient builders of the Egyptian pyramids, the Nazca Lines, and others were following an extraterrestrial instruction manual. Perhaps the hands that crafted these sites weren't really of this world. Number 7. Sacsayhuaman. The ancient fortress of Sacsayhuaman contrasts with Cusco's modern buildings. Outside the old Inca capital of Cusco, a fortress called Sacsayhuaman rests in the Peruvian Andes. Built from enormous stones that have been chiseled and stacked together like a jigsaw puzzle. A 1,000-year-old interlocking fortress walls are made of rocks that weigh as much as 360 tons each, and which were carried more than 20 miles before being lifted and fit into place with laser-like precision. How an ancient culture accomplished such a feat of engineering is a fun little problem to solve. Turns out, the Inca were as adept at building houses and fortified complexes as they were at watching the sky and keeping calendars. In fact, Sacsayhuaman isn't the only example of this intricate masonry. Similar walls exist throughout the Inca Empire, including one in Cusco, where a 12-angle stone has been carefully wedged into place. Some say Sacsayhuaman could be the work of an ancient civilization that had a little help from interstellar friends. 6. The Nazca Lines. A plane glides over an ancient spider geoglyph in the Peruvian desert. On a high and dry plateau, some 200 miles southeast of Lima, more than 800 feet long, straight white lines are etched into the Peruvian desert, seemingly at random. Joining them are 300 geometric shapes and 70 figures of animals, including a spider, monkey, and hummingbird. The longest of the lines runs straight as an arrow for miles. The biggest shapes stretch nearly 1,200 feet across and are best viewed from the air. Scientists suspect the Nazca drawings are as many as 2 millennia old, and because of their age, size, visibility from above, and mysterious nature, the lines are often cited as one of the best examples of alien handiwork on Earth. Otherwise, how would an ancient culture have been able to make such huge designs in the desert without being able to fly? And why? Number 5. The Egyptian Pyramids. The sun sets over the Giza necropolis on the outskirts of Cairo, Egypt. Just outside Cairo, in Giza, the most famous of Egypt's pyramids rise from the desert. Built more than 4,500 years ago, the pyramids at Giza are monumental tombs where ancient queens and pharaohs were buried. But how exactly did the Egyptians build these things? The Great Pyramid is made of millions of precisely hewn stones, weighing at least 2 tons each. Even with today's cranes and other construction equipment, building a pyramid as big as that of Pharaoh Khufu would be a formidable challenge. And then there's the astronomical configuration of the pyramids, which is said to align with the stars in Orion's belt. As well, alien theorists often point to the fact that these 3 pyramids are in way better shape than others built centuries later. Never mind the amount of work that has gone into preserving them over the past several centuries. It is true that scientists aren't quite sure how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids, and especially how they did it so quickly. So are Egypt's pyramids artifacts of aliens? Number 4. Stonehenge. Bands of pink and purple streak the sky over Stonehenge at dawn. A huge circle of stones, some weighing as much as 50 tons, sits in the English countryside outside Salisbury. Known as Stonehenge, the Neolithic monument inspired Swiss author Erich von Däniken to suggest it was a model of the solar system that also functioned as an alien landing pad. After all, how else could those massive stones have ended up hundreds of miles from their home quarry? No one knows what, exactly, the meaning of Stonehenge is. But, as with all the other sites in this collection, many people think this thing is made by aliens. Because how actually is this possible, to build such a thing with technologies that would have been around 5,000 years ago? And now, it appears as though the stones are aligned with the solstices and eclipses, suggesting the Stonehenge builders were at least keeping an eye on the heavens, even if they didn't come from them. Number 3. Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan's Pyramid of the Sun rises up against the cobalt sky in Mexico City. Teotihuacan, meaning the City of the Gods, is a sprawling, ancient city in Mexico that's best known for its pyramidal temples and astronomical alignments. Built more than 2,000 years ago, Teotihuacan's age, size, and complexity can make it seem otherworldly, but it's very much the work of humans. Scientists suspect that over centuries, a mix of cultures, including Maya, Zapotec, and Mixtec, built the city that could house more than 100,000 people. With its murals, tools, transportation system, and evidence of advanced agricultural practices, Teotihuacan is often considered much more technologically developed than should have been possible in pre-Aztec Mexico. Number 2. Easter Island. Moai dot the grassy hills of Easter Island, a Chilean territory located in the southeastern Pacific. The enigmas surrounding the Moai, Easter Island's fleet of large stone figures, pretty much follow the same narrative as other sites described here. How in the world did the Rapa Nui make these figures more than 1,000 years ago? And how did the Moai end up on Easter Island? Carved from stone, the nearly 900 human figures are sprinkled among the flanks of the island's extinct volcanoes. The figures average 13 feet tall and weigh 14 tons and appear to have been chiseled from the soft volcanic tuff found in the Rano Raraku quarry. There, more than 400 statues are still in various states of construction. Reasons for carving the Moai are mysterious, though they were likely sculpted for religious or ritual reasons. It's also not exactly clear what happened to the stone crafting Rapa Nui, but a leading theory suggests their civilization succumbed to an environmental disaster of their own making, which is something that probably could have been prevented had ancient aliens bestowed their infinite wisdom upon the culture. Number 1. The Face on Mars. NASA's Viking 1 orbiter took this photograph of Mars in 1976. Shadows in the rock formation create an illusion of a human face. If Elon Musk has his way, humans will be capable of visiting the face on Mars sometime this century. Spotted by the Viking 1 orbiter in 1976, the so-called face is nearly 2 miles long and is in a region called Cydonia, which separates the smooth plains of the Martian North. At the time, scientists dismissed the face as shadow play, but over the decades, it has become a favorite among those who suspect aliens, with a penchant for building things, have been visiting the solar system. These massive structures continue to perplex modern scientists. After all, how are these humans able to do this? The answer to these questions have invariably come down to one thing. Aliens. Let us know what you're thinking by typing your comment below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss more awesome content like this one. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you on our next episode.